Good evening, Chairwoman, and thank you very much for taking on this very important matter and for your thoughtful consideration. And thank you to all of the members of the panel. As Mayor of the City of Providence, we've made taking on gun violence an absolute priority. And we've done this through a multi-step, multifaceted initiative that addresses the problem from a number of different perspectives. And we start with one common sense principle, and that's that the more guns that are out there in our community, the more likely it is that we're going to see gun violence. And no one is suggesting that the measures being considered before this committee today are the only measures that should be taken. There are other common sense steps that we should take. But these common sense steps that are being considered today are certainly some that have proven effective and that will save lives. The unfortunate truth that we are all confronting is that the atrocities that we've seen on TV, sooner or later, whether we like it or not, are eventually going to happen in Rhode Island as well. And it's only a matter of time before someone walks into a school in our state and starts randomly killing children. And through what we're considering today, we have the ability, if not to completely prevent something like that from happening, but to limit the number of children who are affected. Many other states, including our neighbors, have banned high-capacity magazines and assault weapons. And now it's often said that this is an assault on the Second Amendment. It is not an assault on the Second Amendment. Just as we don't allow anti-aircraft artillery, we don't allow grenade launchers. Those are weapons of war that don't belong in our communities. These military-style assault weapons are also weapons of war. They are designed to kill as many people as possible, as efficiently as possible, without having to change rounds if we allow high-capacity magazines. They do not belong in our community. And we have the opportunity to join 40 other states and Washington, D.C. to protect our kids from senseless gun violence by banning guns in our schools as well. Banning guns from school grounds cannot be all we do if we want to prevent gun violence in our communities. Up until 2004, as I'm sure you very well know, there was a federal law in place banning the sale of high-capacity magazines. Since the federal assault weapons ban expired in 2014, there has been an increase of 183% of more incidents and 239% increase in deaths related to mass shootings. There's a clear connection here. And I challenge anyone to formulate a good argument of why we would allow military-style assault weapons in the hands of people who would walk into a school and indiscriminately kill children. It just doesn't make sense. We do not know where the next mass shooting is going to take place. It could be a church, a school, a grocery store parking lot. Who knows? We have seen too many deaths, too many mass shootings, too much to wait any longer. We can save lives by banning assault weapons and high-capacity magazines and by keeping kids out of our schools. It's time that we act and we take these thoughtful and considered steps with these life-saving bills. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Senator Archambault.
Mayor, it's always good to see you.
Great to see you.
The bill that Rep. Amori's working on is not drafted yet. I'm going to throw it at you. I don't want to tie you down on it, but I want you to keep an open mind with respect to that bill when it comes before you, because there's going to be some moaning from the League of Cities and Towns, and respectfully, I mean that respectfully, because municipal budgets are finite, and you don't have much elasticity, right? You either have to cut, or you have to get the revenue somewhere, and there's a cost associated with having a police officer at every school. When we talk about safety in our public schools, that's certainly a bill, if you had a police officer at every public school, that would be difficult for anyone on any side to criticize, other than the mayors who, one in particular may be cringing at me saying this, at the budget and the cost associated with it. So as the largest municipality in the city, in the state, I'd ask you to keep an open mind in light of everything you just said on that bill.
I'll keep an open mind, particularly if the state pays for it.
Senator Jabour.
Thank you. I just want to welcome Mayor Elorza, our mayor, to the State House. Mayor, thanks for coming out and voicing your opinion on behalf of the residents of the city of Providence. One thing we do have in Providence, you have great leadership in our public safety department. Our Chief Clements and Commissioner Paré are on it in the city of Providence daily. I know that you're constantly in contact with them. Our community policing program and our ability to be out in the school zones and have community policing and people there, I think has helped us to stop what the terrible thing that may eventually happen here in the state. But I'm glad that Providence is on it, and I appreciate your leadership on that issue, Mayor.
Thank you, Senator, and I appreciate your support.
Thank you.